Kiedis was an actor in it.
Yep.
Geez, yeah, that was like a labor of love, man. I started writing that in like 2001. Yeah, I got the first draft done in like 2003 when I graduated from Florida State. And, man, after that, moved back to Philly, moved into my parents' basement, and just started like networking in the community and just trying to raise try and raise the money to shoot this thing.
Yeah, and you actually did something which I think a lot of people try to do, but they're not always successful with it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot of your shorts you made in college were scenes from the film.
Yeah.
And you used those to raise money, right?
Yeah, well, I actually had a draft of Caleb finished before I'd gotten into the film school at Florida State, because it's like really competitive, you know?
Yeah.
So what I did was you have to shoot like at the time you had to shoot like 4 films, short films in school, and so I would just workshop different scenes from the feature. We would shoot on like 16 millimeter, and I had about 4 of those done. So it didn't really make much sense to my professors or classmates really, but at the end of it, I had 4 scenes from a feature I wanted to shoot, so put those on a DVD. Moved back to Philly, started a company with my buddy Grant Fenster, who was the producer, and yeah, we just fuck. I mean, every day I would go out and we would just try and like hustle up money or contacts and things like that. So
Right.
from between 2003 and 2005, that's pretty much all I did. And I worked in I worked for this guy that like.
I know this guy.
Yeah, I don't even know how to really describe what I did. But
What is this guy?
when I originally had applied for it in the classifieds, I thought it was like a landscaping job, but it was like much more than that. I was kind of like his personal assistant, and he was like a criminal, I guess. So I don't know.
He was a criminal mastermind of epic proportions.
I
A lot of shady business.
I got paid $8 an hour to sugar his ex-girlfriend's gas tank. But it was his car.
Yeah.
That's how he justified it.
Can you
It's
imagine?
my car. I gave her a car, and she won't give it back. So
Can you
This is real
imagine?
Hollywood.
It's kind of like going off to war. You come back and there's just like this whole this world that you left behind that's moved on and changed.
so much would happen every day. Like there were so many things every day. Just changing stuff around and all the personalities.
When you're involved with that sort of end of things behind the camera, there's always stuff that you have to deal with that you're either not prepared for, or you're like prepared for something to go wrong, but you're not prepared for that exact thing to go wrong.
Yeah.
So you're constantly trying to find solutions to
You
it.
just gotta get out there and just keep adapting to the environment. It doesn't, it doesn't. At first, I used to believe the script was like a blueprint, like you're building a building. So you have this like very specific blueprint, and then you go out and you do all this prep, and when you go out, you execute that blueprint to the best you can. And that if you do that, you'll have a good movie. It's not really how it works. It's more like you have to kind of get out there on the day, and you have a general idea of what you're trying to accomplish, and then you kind of work with what elements you have, and you try and make and that's like that second draft. The first draft is the script, second draft is the shoot, and then you reshape everything in post. But yeah, it's this weird kind of like bend but don't break mentality.
Oh, that's
yeah. So you kind of have to like detach yourself from you have your intention and the reality, and you kind of have to balance those two. You always have to be able to step back and be like, what am I trying to do, and what am I like really fucking looking at in front of me? Yeah.
interesting.
Right? Right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. We were 0-35. We got rejected by 35 straight festivals, including Philly. So 2006, 2007, YouTube comes around, and all of a sudden, like, you don't really need the festival so much anymore. Like, my buddy James Rolfe, he's the Angry Video Game there, had built like an entire audience. I mean, he currently has like over 250,000 subscribers. Like, what does he need a film festival?
He doesn't.
Yeah. I was actually at his website last night.
When he graduated college, he had close to like 200 short films, and no outlet for them because they were festivals weren't picking them up. He couldn't find an audience.
Yeah.
And then YouTube came around, and one of them, the Angry Video Game Nerd one, the review we did of Simon's Quest, exploded. And from there, things just kept snowballing. But it was just like the right guy at the right point in history. So he jumped on that shit right at the beginning.
Really cool.
Yeah. He loves the 80s films and stuff. And so I thought Caleb is kind of similar to that, especially the character of Scar, which everyone's saying is their biggest weakness. Like, people aren't laughing. Like, we got to get people in on the joke.
Yeah.
And, I think, James, we have similar sort of sensibilities when it comes to humor and stuff. So, we were talking one night about, like, wouldn't it be funny if you made, like, a top 10 list of, like, the most outrageous over-the-top villains, and you just put in Scar from Book of Caleb. Not number 1, but somewhere on the list.
Yeah, it's like a
of,
number 7, I think.
Yeah, well-known characters, just to get people going like, well, that's funny, but like I've never seen that film, and they would look it up. So he did it, and it got over 1 million. I mean, I haven't checked it in like a year, but it got over 1 million views. So then all of a sudden, yeah, the site gets a burst of traffic.
Yeah.
At that point, we're selling DVDs directly from the site. And he also sort of supported us in this campaign to get onto Hulu and Netflix and iTunes. We were the first independently released film on Hulu.
Yeah.
And the Q1 we had over 35,000 views. I don't know any festival. 35,000 people.
200 people maybe will show up to watch your movie in the festival or something.
Wow.
And there's So I want to hear about these commercials you're directing, these web commercials with this alcoholic, what is it now?
Alcohol infused whipped cream.
Alcohol infused whipped cream, which sounds delicious.
It is. It's actually surprisingly good. 30 proof.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, whatever, they, I guess he's also seen some of my stuff, some of my Funny or Die shorts, and they wanted me to direct some of these, so that's what I've been doing. I shot one so far, and I've been in prep for the second one for a while. But it's a little bit more elaborate. It's got aliens in it.
Well, aliens and alcoholic whipped cream go hand in hand, I think.
Yeah, well, they had used up all their partying resources, so they came to Earth. No, I don't. I'm still trying to figure it all out, but basically, yeah, we're gonna shoot January 22nd, and it'll be a fun shoot.
Cool. That's great. Where can people see that if they want to see that? Do you know?
Well, the first one, which was I think it's just called like the Cream Girls or something. It's just girls spraying whipped cream on each other and making out.
Well,
that's
a lot of hits.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not like 100% pervert. Like we did like.
I'm like an 89% pervert.
We did some research, maybe 70,
It is what
75.
it is.
But no, we did research. It was like the highest rated video on like Break.com was like just 2 girls making out, and it was like, I don't know, like 40 million views or something.
Well,
so I was like, well, why don't we I just talked to Cream. I was like, it's whipped cream. Like, I don't really know any practical uses. Why don't we just have 2 girls making out, and we'll just put the product in there. Yeah, because I've never seen a commercial like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like that commercial. I would buy that product just because of that.
It's actually, well, it's a good product, too. I mean, seriously, it is. I was, like, surprised at how good it was. So, so we're going to, I mean, hopefully that relationship will continue.
Yeah. Good for
But
you.
that's cool. That's, like, the first time I actually got paid to direct stuff, which is neat. Even though it's just like a web commercial.
Yeah.
I'm so used to having to spend my own money.
No, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to your future projects. And now we get paid, right?
Yeah, so I can quit my
Wait.
shitty job now, right?